the speaker is closed. What all descriptions we are sharing in these verses, or whether they are the verses from Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, or any such text, they are all beautiful descriptions. The whole idea is for us to be the subject which is described there. As in, the names are not what is named. Nama is not the nami. The names are not the objects that are named. Same also, descriptions are not the described. What is apparently described here is indescribable. No words can describe it. You cannot hold on to the words to be what is beyond the words. You cannot hold on to a thought or a concept which is beyond a thought or a concept. It is like the silence. No amount of words can ever describe what it is. The silence and the sounds are two different dimensions. Sounds happen in silence, but silence doesn't depend upon any sound. The name silence is a sound. Spoken, it is a sound. What the name silence points out is not a sound, not a name, not a description. Same thing in yourself. Who you are, not a role, not a name, not a sound, not a perception, not a sensation, not a thought, memory, or emotion. That is why it is so simple. Nothing is needed. It is effortless, yet when we seem to be lost in these names, sounds, perception, sensation, thoughts, emotions, roles, In fact, as in the silence can be never be lost. In however much disturbance and sound there shall be, the space can never be lost. In what all forms may exist in it, who you are can never ever be lost. Within all billions of thoughts, roles, emotions, sensations. No words spoken. It is not only silence outside, but you are conscious. There are no thoughts. There is not only absence of thought, but you are conscious. Consciousness. For the consciousness to be, no conditions apply. Neither the presence nor the absence of a thought. Neither the presence or absence of perception. See that was to be conscious with the consciousness itself. You don't have to wait for a thought, an emotion, a perception or a sensation, a name or a word, teacher or teaching, a book or a description. Effortless, restful, you are. Be who you are and live through what all things you are. Your mind, the thoughts, the sense organs, the body that you have, the changing body, and the changing creation. Anytime if you feel restless, limited, agitated, that moment you have lost sight of yourself. the negation of a body, but in spite of the body. Not negation of mortality, change, but in spite of mortality and change. Who you are is not the negation of a thought, memory, impression or emotion, but in spite of the thought, the memory, or emotion of any kind. That is why the presence or absence of anything in the relative world doesn't matter. For your existence to be, for you to be who you are. It's like the actor doesn't depend upon the roles to be. For the roles to be paid, for the roles to be played, an actor is a must. But for the actor to be, roles are not needed. In fact, in the absence of the roles, you can't even call it an actor. That is why it is so easy to say what all it is not, what it is indescribable. Please see that. It is so easy to describe what all it is not. The infinite names and forms. Neti, 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 as the Upanishads will declare, not this, not this, not this. What all it is not is easy to describe. But what it is defies any description by me. Just see the beauty of your being, who you are. The silence is not the sound of the raindrop, not a word, not the call of an animal, not the waterfall. You can go on negating what all it is not. But what it is, you can't talk, you have to be quiet. The mind can be engaged in talking what it is not. It comes to what it is, your mind disappears. So as long as you are depending on a thought, a name or a description, you shall miss it. And the book is not there, the teacher is not there, the teaching is not there, the thoughts are not there. That's not wisdom. It's another type of dependence. It's who you are cannot be described. What all it is not, easy to talk. What it is, silent. Silences, please listen and be. What it is, silences the speaker, the listener, the thinker. Every road is silenced. Presence, consciousness, existence, which nothing can invoke, nothing can dismiss. Self-shining, self-existent. No cause, no reasons, no dependence on anything. As you listen to what I say, the descriptions do not create you. You are already there. The words I speak is an attempt to communicate the incommunicable. To be who I am, I don't have to speak. To be who you are, you don't have to listen. That is why when you see yourself who you are, no guru, naiva shishya, no teacher, no student, Suddhananda rupa shivom shivom. Guru, shishya, teacher and the student, a preceptor and disciple, no speaker, no listener. Nothing is spoken, nothing is listened to, nothing conveyed, nothing understood. That is why, after all these descriptions, as we shall study, Kim Bahuna Uttena, ASHTAVAKRA GITA itself says, what is there to talk anymore? There is nothing to be conveyed, nothing to be understood. Your sense of being is not an object of description or understanding. You are there. Yet, speaking in the teacher revels in it, listening the student revels in it. It's a revelry of a unique kind, where nothing is given, nothing is received, yet a lot of exchange. you seize, you are it. You shall see its reflection in every aspect of life. The nature continuously reflects, celebrates this wisdom. Just observe the weather today is so beautiful, cool, little raining, apparent darkness in the dawn. But see that, high up in the sky, beyond the clouds, the sun is shining. The sun is shining, in which there is no hint of a cloud, no hint of a thunder or rain or darkness. In the sky, the sunlit sky, the clouds are hanging. Raindrops reach the earth. Same way in ourselves. Even sometimes when cloud seems to hang in the space of consciousness, you shall feel unconsciously loaded. The clouds are hanging, emotions are hanging. Pain, pleasure, and then sometimes at the level of the body you cry, you feel miserable, restless. That is the reign of the emotion at the level of the body, at the level of the body. But beyond these physical expressions, misery, tears, or the thoughts and emotions of many kinds, hanging in the space of consciousness. Who you are is total self-effulgence, light of lights. There is no hint of a cloud, no hint of an emotion, no hint of any misery, pain, depression, in awareness that you are. And sometimes the cloud is lifted, the rain stops, the world is shining in sunlight. Something in life, the clouds of emotions or thoughts disappear. The body is now shining. No more there are drops of misery. The face is lit up. The eyes are lit up. There seems to be sunshine everywhere. Even though you are the sunshine, the absolute consciousness, the body seems to reflect the clouds and the sunshine. Now see for yourself. Ajimil. When it is raining now, the darkness all over, clouds hanging, covering the sky. Beyond all these, even at this moment, the sun is shining all over. Be that sun. hide the consciousness that you are. With the clouds of thoughts hanging or dispersed, and the tears flowing down, but the eyes are lit up with excitement. The physical body absolutely healthy and strong, but at this moment breaking down. The sun of consciousness, the effulgence that you are, continues to shine. It can never be dimmed. No force in the universe can ever touch it. No force in this world can protect your body, which is unprotected, aging, inevitable. Yet no force in this universe can touch you, the timeless existence, ageless, immortal. No cloud can pull the space. Space cannot be pulled. No thoughts or emotion can pull the consciousness. If you are feeling pulled, it is the I thought, ahamkara. As we saw, a very lovable, redundant entity. You don't need to say I to be. And this is your being. The power behind all powers. The strength behind the strong. The beauty in the beautiful. The changeless in the changes. Nothing can touch it. As Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna will describe, Nainam chindanti sastrani, Nainam dahati pavaka. As we listen to this, let not one thought come, I have heard it. Be the meaning, not the listener of the words. Nainam chindanti sastrani, Nainam dahati pavaka, Achainam kledendi apa, Nashoshayati maruta. Enam atman, the self that you are. The weapons do not cleave. No earth can ever bury it down. The water cannot soak it, drown it. The fire cannot burn it. Nainam dahati pavaka. Marutana society, the breeze cannot blow it away. Achedyoyam. It cannot be cut down. Adayavayam cannot be burnt or kledya, cannot be soaked or flooded by the water. Ashoshyayevacha, no breeze can destroy it, blow it up. Vinasam abhayasya nakaschit kartumahati. In fact, asya abhayasya vinasa nakaschit kartumahati. Nakaschit, nobody, not even God, can destroy this avinasi, indestructible self. That is the nature of God. Name it God, name it truth. Sanatana, Ishvara, ever fresh, all-pervasive existence. Everything is inseparable from that ever fresh, infinite existence. You don't need protection. Body cannot be protected. A thought cannot be protected. It has to be lost in time, forgotten. If you are defined by your age, it shall be a changing definition. Now you are a child, young, then you are adult, old. If you are defined by the condition of the body, healthy, sick. If you are defined by your thoughts, educated, uneducated, by your emotions, now angry, now kind. You are defined by your ignorance. So many different identifications have come. I know this, I don't know this. Who you are is not defined by the ignorance of the informations, thoughts, emotions, condition of the body. Yours is absolute self-definition. Ask yourself, do you define yourself with the condition of the body? Listen carefully. Do you define yourself with the condition of the body? You will have changing definitions. Do you define yourself what other people talk about you? You shall be helplessly miserable. Do you define yourself because of a book, the way it talks about you? And you are stuck with a religious identity. You are not a religious entity, nor you are a secular entity. No religious, spiritual term, practice, no secular information can define you. If you fall a victim of these definitions, you shall be insecure. But they are changing. They can be challenged. Who you are, indefinable, changeless, unchallenged existence. Who you are, indefinable, changeless, unchallenged existence. And you don't depend on these descriptions. When these beautiful words that flow come to stop, you are still there, shining in your own glory, and not shining with these words. It's like, let me take an example. When you see hundreds and thousands of trees swaying in different directions, you can feel the passage of the strong breeze. trees are not there, it does not mean, even if you don't see the movement of the objects that catch the breeze, yet you know the breeze is blowing. The movements are not visible, yet it is there. Words that apparently catch, try to describe who you are, seem to be very beautiful. When they are not there, you are still shining, with or without the words, with or without the names, with or without the thoughts. These words can make you absolutely, you are enjoying your own glory, you are conscious. If it has put you into sleep, you are with your glory unconscious. If you enjoy the sleep, you will be resisting the waking up. But you are being yourself, there is no sleeping or waking. You are conscious all the time. You are not afraid of waking, or you crave for sleeping, nor you are afraid of sleeping and crave for waking. This all happens. The life moves on. Body changing, days passing, thoughts changing. You are changeless. No more stuck just to the body, but expand yourself in the whole physical universe. Should you expand, or see your body as the part of a huge expanding universe, a part of a huge expansion already existing. You don't have to expand space from here to everywhere. The space is already everywhere. Your role is just redundant. You don't exist either to expand it or limit it. The limited body is not limited because of us, nor it is part of the totality because of us. The bodiless awareness, all pervasiveness, name it Satchidananda, Sat, existence, Chit awareness, bliss everywhere, Brahman, Bruhatutvat, that is bigger than the biggest, dimensionless, Brahmanat, which accommodates everything. It is bigger than biggest, not because of us. Neither the body is limited because of us. The whole existence sense ease. Just be that. You don't need this I to be yourself. But you can use the I to talk about it, to engage in living, thinking, acting, describing, communicating the relative world. But it's totally redundant. For you to be yourself, who you are. You need a name. This is always there, continuous. Not only when you are closing your eyes, even when you open your eyes, you are who you are. As I said so many times, when you close your eyes, perceptions are suspended. Consciousness is not suspended. It's there, you are there. When you open your eyes, perceptions resume. Consciousness doesn't get activated. You don't open with the eyes open, or you close with the eyes closed. You are always there. Not change the condition of the body. Nor you change with the passage of time, which at once touches your tiny body and the whole universe, the whole solar system, galaxies, simultaneously aging, changing. You are changeless. So with your eyes closed, you are as much conscious as when your eyes open. With silence around, you are as much consciousness, even when there are sounds of many kinds. That is why there is no resistance. The sound or silence, no craving for a sound or a silence. Always at peace. Thank you, friends. Proceedings for yourself, because you have been listening to it for a long, long time. Remember always, you, who you are, is most important. The book is your description. Book is not important for you to be the teaching doesn't produce you. You are already there. The teacher continuously makes himself redundant. It will be a tragedy if the students hang on to the teacher or the words that is coming out of it. Then you are losing yourself. How can you hang on to the words, the books, the teacher? That is whereby sharing this freedom that you are, the teacher is making himself redundant continuously. Vedas also taught the same thing. Vedas say they are useless. Veda nirvedo bhavati. The Vedas becomes nirveda, meaningless. In a sense, it has solved its purpose. Bhagavad in Vivek Chudamani Shankara will say so nice. Avigyate pare tattve shastradhiti tu nishphala. Vigyate pi pare tattve shastradhiti tu nishphala. Beautifully Bhagavan Shankara writes in Vivek Chudamani. Avigyate pare tattve shastradhiti tu nishphala. Pare tattve avigyate sati. If the truth of your being is not known, Shastradhiti nishphala. The study of the scripture is meaningless, fruitless. Nishphala, fruitless, meaningless. Vigyate vipare tattve. If you understand yourself, Shastradhiti tu nishphala. The study of the scripture is meaningless. How sweet. But the people try to defend the scripture instead of being themselves. Defend a practice, defend a teacher. The truth is what it is. It doesn't need any defense. What is most important is it thrives in you. If you understand yourself, you don't defend the truth, you are the truth. Oh, she is telling this book is so useless. Let them. Has it benefited you? Yes. But the teacher is this, the teaching is like that. Have you seen yourself who you are? Yes. Don't waste your time. Understand? It's so beautiful. This, the climate is also is what? It's so beautiful. As it's coming in, this idea comes. We are in this lovely, like a dawn. It is now 12 or 11 o'clock, 11:30 is like a dawn. No light, cloudy, raining, but high up beyond the clouds, oh, sunshine. Looking through the cloud, you can't see it. But you can imagine, right? It's not an imagination. You have seen the sunlight beyond the clouds if you have ever gone in a plane. And that you see, you don't have to go into the plane. If you have that, you are seeing the cloud is seen in the presence of the sun. That verse also again Shankara says very nicely, like a child. A child was dumb, never speaking. The parents are worried, so they went to many places for the benediction, blessings from many wise people, holy people. The child never spoke. Once Shankara was passing by, this is the story. True or false, don't ask me. Then the parents took the child to Shankara, said, baby is not, this boy is grown up, not talking at all. The story goes, Shankara asked him, Vasya, child, Kastvam Sisho, hey Sishu, oh child, baby, who are you? Floodgate opens. The baby who had never spoken so far now talks. And talks what? One of those verses, as they say, the idea, Ghanachanna markam ghanachanna drishtihi. यथा निष्प्रभम मन्यते चाति मूढ़ः तथा बद्धवद भाति यो मूढ़ दृष्टे नित्योपलब्ध स्वरूपो हमात्मा. You must have spoken it out. Shankara must have written it down in Sanskrit form. He opens his mouth and says, Nityopalabdha Swarupaham Atma. Aham Atma, I and the self, I am. I-ness, armness, one and the same. It will be very peculiar. Other day I was explaining something, I wrote it down so that it is easier for them. You imagine, I am writing it down. You, listen here, you, Y-O-U, you are conscious of a thought. Listen carefully. Just see that. You are conscious of a thought. Cut off the of a thought. You are conscious. Now the three words mean the same thing. You are existence, consciousness. All the three words mean same thing. For of a thought must be there. For you to be conscious, you don't have to be conscious of a thought. Understand? So, aham atma, when it's I, the self, there the once for all the aham and atma becomes one and the same, gone once for all. Don't say, he come back and says, aham deha, I am the body. Don't be stupid. I mean, don't have to be stupid about the people if somebody child doesn't understand. When you say aham deha, I am the body, body is different, I am different. That is why the I say, I am not young, I am not old. You resist or you crave for youth or the old age. Rich or poor, the I. One side of the I is happy with a condition, another same I is unhappy with a condition. Because it is identifying the roles. But when you say aham, atma, finished. Finished. You don't have to say aham, you don't have to say atma to be the meaning of the word atma or aham. Self-consciousness. But to be spoken, what to do? You have to speak. So you use the word. You have to use the word. Then you go to some office and say, who are you? You can't say aham atma. Nor you can say, I am not speaking anything, both meaning one and the same. No, for him. You have to speak for his sake, not for your sake. So speak to him the language he understands. Your name, your father's name, your parents' name, the date of your birth. You can't say unborn. Na pita, na mata, na bhrata, na janma, no birth, no nothing. That is not the conference of the wise. When ASHTAVAKRA, this book, in the beginning we saw ASHTAVAKRA walked into the king's court. Janaka invited him, and when ASHTAVAKRA walks into king's court, the courtiers started laughing. That is the normal response from an average crowd. Why the person laughs? Do you know why? Because there is a sense of superiority. A sense of superiority. Have you seen when a person, suppose there is a banana peel and somebody goes over it and he goes on a skating, okay? He stands, there is a banana peel, somebody stands and he goes there. But your instant response is what? Laughter or misery? Why? Meaning, look at the stupid, I won't do that. Sense of superiority. When you see somebody is walking in this way, instant response is, unless you are very sensitive, hey, what is this funny fellow? Meaning, I am not. I am so steady. Average man's response. Ignorance blooms. You understand? Think of it. Ignorance blooms. So immediately, what they say? What he says? Look at this. Have I come here for this? You are looking at this? Here there are no scholars, no wise people. They are all, they call themselves shoemakers in a sense. Not as shoemakers are useless. You are people who are dealing with bone and the hide, leather. Looking at the body, you are not looking at me. So, such person you have to tell them, why are you doing that? I am the absolute Aham Atma. Yes. So it depends where you are, to whom you are speaking. That child was speaking to Shankara. Saishokastvam, who are you? Aham Atma, I am the self. And what? Nitya Upalabdha, eternally recognized, realized, ever existing. Nitya Upalabdha. No Anupalabdhi. There is no question of my being not me. When child, if you define yourself the physical body, what shall you say? You are telling you are a child. Now you say you are young. Hey, that time I saw you were a child. Now you are young. Yes, of course, that's what it is. Oh, such a strapping youngster, look at that, now he can't walk. Old. Yes. So your definition is continuously changing. If you look at yourself through your body. Whereas self, nitya upalabdha, always the same, eternally recognized. That is myself. And how it is? Even though it is like this, but I look at through your body. He said, this is what it is. Ghanachanna marka ghanachanna drishti. The sun is shining continuously. Nitya upalabdha, always shining. Covered by the cloud. Ghanachanna, these clouds have covered the sun. So the onlooker, one is looking at the sun, his vision also is clouded. And this person, ati muda, totally deluded, ignorant person, what he shall say? Nisprabham manyate. Shall consider the sun has lost its luster, its brilliance. His vision is covered. Clouds covering. But he shall say the sun has lost its brilliance. Can you beat it? Ghanachanna marka ghanachanna drushti yada nisprabha manyate chati muda. Baddhavat bhatiyo muda. The same way that the self, the I, which is eternally effulgence, appears to be bound. The consciousness, the self is not bound. It appears bound by the covered vision of the person. His vision is covered by ignorance. And that indeed I am. So what shall you do? Shall you clean the sun? Make it a little brighter? Or remove the ignorance? I say, know yourself. Vastu siddhi vicharena nakinchit karma kotivi. You recognize yourself by vichar, by this knowledge. Viparita char, returning to yourself as to who you are. Nakinchit karma kotivi, not by crores and crores of action. That will not help. Think. So that is your sense of being. So having come, I hope you are enjoying living. Very, very important, friends. It's so nice. One idea you catch, make it your own. Because ultimately, all ideas come from you, the Absolute. All these books are written, comes from you, the Absolute. No, I have not written, that fellow is not taken into account. Understand? That is why a person feels, I spoke. Who can speak better than me? Idiot. I wrote, really. If you write, it will be limited by your own definitions. When you speak, as a speaker, it will be limited. It is spoken, it is written. What idea is going to come? Do you know? Do I know? Just be. Then you will not be looking at the book all the time. The paper is finished, talk is finished. The book is finished, points have run out. Points run out. You know how the glory of this knowledge is talked about, glory of this existence, glory of God, call it Ishvara, call it Brahman, call it truth, call it anything. How the glory is talked about. Vasuki is one. Vasuki is the legendary serpent who seems to hold the earth on its hood. It has got 1,000 heads. Anantanaga, Sahasra, 1,000 mouths, 1,000 heads. So, 1,000 pair of tongues. The story is the glory of God, the glory that truth is. Even 1,000 pairs of tongue cannot talk about it. Who can talk? Who can talk? If somebody takes a credit for talking, why something flows through, comes through, who knows? Just like, did you create the weather today? Organize a little cloud and a little rain? Your sense of being with yourself. Yes, consciously you can engage yourself in activity. Try to understand what the rain is, what the sun is, what the earth is, what the cloud is, what the disease is, what the health is, fine. But in your sense of being, to be yourself, you say, what is that talk? Read it, we shall see a little bit and let go. It's so nice, but what, just see these things, friends, please. Verse number 68 onwards, please. Bahunatra kimuktena Gyanta tattva mahasaya Bhoga moksha nirakangshi Sada sarvatra nirasa Mahadadi jagadvaitam Nama matra vijrumbhitam Vihaya shuddha bodhasya Kim krutyam avasishyate Brahmavrutamidam sarvam Kinchinastiti nischayim Alakshya spurana shuddha Svabhavenaiva shamyati Bahunatra kimuktena. We saw it a little bit. Kim bahuna uttena. What is that? A scripture, the Upanishad Bhagavan, ASHTAVAKRA, talking about, teaching about. Or Janaka, having understood it, conveying to the teacher, I have understood it. Both ways, see that? The teacher speaks to convey the understanding. The student speaks to confirm the understanding. The whole process, what a simple thing. As I told you, you can't give this reality to somebody who is already he is, as though speaking. The person also as though understands. It's like they give an example traditionally. The teaching is as beautiful as this, or as fragile as this, or as meaningless as this. How? In your dream, you are afraid, as usual. Afraid. You are dream, you are afraid. What is that? There also, you are dreaming not some nice things, but one tiger is running behind you. So you are in the dream, and now a tiger is running behind you, or is running. Now, the dream is false. The jungle is false. Your running is false. The tiger also is false. Tiger roaring is false. But your waking up is real. When the tiger roars, you think, you are going to kill me. Out, around. Everything is false in dream. The tiger's roaring is false, your running also is false, but you are waking up. False, huh? When you wake up, what do you say? Same fellow who was sweating and all that, and he says, "Asho, Papa, there is no tiger, nothing, ayyo, wonderful." What is this? That's what. The teaching is exactly that. Teacher is false, teaching is false, Jagat is false, everything is false, teaching is false, roaring is false, waking up is real. The teacher wakes up like that. At one time he woke up like that. Now he is also pretending to be tiger roaring. He knows he can't, because ultimately you should wake up. He can go on roaring. You should wake up. But then suddenly don't say, therefore the person who doesn't know the truth, doesn't know how to teach, doesn't know who he is, and says, the teacher's job is to roar. It is your job to wake up. Roar what? It's very crafty. Are you getting that? Very, very subtle, very subtle. If you are picking up the points convenient to you, you don't understand the truth. Understand? If you are picking up the points which are convenient to you, you don't understand the truth. It's like you can say, oh, I understand, I am not the body, okay, I can understand, because I say, my body is not all right, okay, my body is not me. But to say I thought is not me, how? That is this. How can you talk like that? Ahankar is a must, you know. Really? You give your logic. So half of it is right. When the scripture making itself redundant, teacher making himself redundant, the student makes himself solid. I am there. True. Why are you afraid to make yourself redundant? Because you don't know yourself. When you know yourself, automatically redundant. If you don't know yourself, you cannot make yourself redundant. That is why once in a while ahankara comes back. Because you don't understand it at all. I say resistance comes back, anger comes back, hatred comes back. I can understand that somebody doesn't, I can understand somebody respects me, but somebody disrespect, how can it be said? Really? I can understand to have no responsibility, to be rich, but how can you say happy in the poverty also? I can understand I'm very happy when I'm very healthy, but how can you say happily unwell? You understand that? There is no such partial acceptance and rejection. Complete. You see yourself. Kim bahuna? What is there to talk? Mahajnata tattva, the one who knows the truth, bhoga moksha nirakankshi. Neither is interested in bhoga, nor is interested in moksha. Some people are interested in indulgence, some people are interested in renunciation. This one neither craves indulgence nor craves renunciation, neither resists indulgence nor resists renunciation. Some people are willing to live, afraid to die. Some people are willing to die, tired of living. This man, willing to live, willing to die. Why? These are two different conditions in immortality. Immortality is not a condition. Birth is a condition, death is a condition. Birth is a condition, death is a condition. What is the opposite word of birth? Death. What is opposite word of life? Life and death, no. Birth and death, life. Living, existence is not opposed to anything. High mountain, low valley, opposed it. Space, high or low. Pandemonium, whisper, huge sound, whisper. Silence, is it opposed to anything? Any sound? Like that. Understand? Therefore, bhoga moksha nirakankshi. Sada sarvatra nirasa. The nirasa is a beautiful word. Nirasa. Nirasa means, in Bhagavad Gita it comes like that. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasavarjam rasopyasya param društva nivartate. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina. There are many people, they will, in the name of sadhana or name of austerity, they will keep themselves away from sense objects. Nothing to see, nothing to hear, nothing to touch, nothing to smell. They go into the caves. Nobody to be relating to, they go into a cave. They go away. When you go away, far away, when you go far away from all these known, familiar surroundings for a long time, objects drop out. Vishaya vinivartante. Objects drop out. Because objects cannot follow you there. You have gone into a place, even another person also cannot follow you. You go there. But you have left the world behind where it was. But what you have not left behind is rasa. Rasa means the taste. The taste for companionship, the taste for seeing a nice picture, listening to a nice music, eating some good food. That is why deep in the cave you are missing. Missing what? Deep in the isolation of the Himalayas, you are missing what? A dosa idli will be so nice. If a North Indian, aloo parota will be so. You will miss taste. Sandwich. It depends, whatever you are taking. Far away into loneliness, in isolation. Rasam, rasa, the rasa is left out. If you are not engaging yourself in activity, because no chance. You want to eat dosa, but it's not there. You want to talk to somebody, the person is not there. You want to see, taste or smell, but nothing is there. So you are alone. But inside rasa is there. So by chance, you step down to the town, from the mountain top you come back to the city, what is the breakfast you will order? After 3 months in the isolation of the caves, when you get down, what is the breakfast you will order? You know it. Why? Rasa. When you come there, suppose anything comes on the way, first shock, whatever is there. No, not this, go there. What is not this? Rasa. Understand? This is not to laugh at other people. The worst thing that can happen to the study is everything that is smart fellow will use it for others. Other than a curse. It's a huge curse. Everything the person listens shall use it for others. You make it so ugly. Never. The rasa is there. Then what to do? Rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. That is, even the taste for that sight, sound, touch, smell goes away. When? When the person. Why the taste remains? Because still there is a little conclusion in the head. This sound makes me happy. That was making me happy. The touch was making me happy. The taste was making me happy. The smell was making me happy. Therefore that little rasa is still left out. Because it was making me happy. When that rasa will go away? When you discover, I am the happiness. In any moment of happiness, I am with myself. Appa, there your bondage is gone once for all. Because after that, what should I have to be happy or happiness? Nothing. They are excellent. Not that excellent. Nothing can push you. Nirasa. Sarvatra nirasa. The wise person, the person is happy with his sarvatra nirasa. Is it okay? Right. It's not, it's okay. Please, this is very, very simple. Suppose I go to your house. Think, I go to your house. To prove that you are nirasa, you don't have to eat which you don't eat. That is another tragedy. This is your ignorant person punishes himself. Because he has to prove that whatever comes on the way, he eats. So you don't like burnt toast. But you say, beautiful. You can also say, it's very nice. But really, I'm not in a hungry. Don't give them the feeling that they are not giving you the right food. That's fine. But you can choose it away. Understand? It's very subtle. You don't have to prove yourself that I am not afraid of anybody, therefore go into the, put your hand in the crocodile's mouth. Why should you prove? Think. Deep within you. You are with yourself. Therefore, everything is as it is. You are not a person who shall precipitate a situation. That is the test. You will not precipitate a situation. If by not taking it precipitate a situation, I take it. If by taking it precipitate a situation, I will not take it. It's all right. It's okay. Okay. You go. Take it. Fine. Go. No precipitation. Why? Comfortable with myself. You know, you are so happy with yourself. You have no time. You don't want to waste your time in trying to organize things. You are comfortable with yourself. That is why most people who are dropping out in mountains makes it easy. But if you are in a city, living in the world, you have to be very, very sensitive. And it's like walking the razor sharp edge. But you are sarvatra nirasa, what is that? So neither is resisting the renunciation, craving for indulgence, neither resisting indulgence, craving renunciation. Both are fine as it comes. Not resisting old age, craving youth, or resisting youth, craving for old age. No. Resisting living, craving for death. Craving for living, resisting death. No. Nirasa. Both are fine. Only you can be aware of yourself. Okay? Having said this, now says, Mahadadi Jagadvaitam Namamatra Vijrumbitam Vihaya Suddhavodasya Kim Krutyam Avasishyate. Suddhavodasya Krutyam Kim Avasishyate. One who is Suddhavoda. Bodha, knowledge. One who understands the Shuddha, pure, unadulterated, pure awareness, consciousness. In that understanding, there is no doubt and error. Sansaya, viparyaya, rahita, jnanam. The knowledge, awareness of himself, without any doubt, without any error. Why do they say that? Because sometimes you can have doubt-free knowledge but erroneous. For most people, earth is flat, doubt-free, erroneous. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, doubt-free, erroneous. Sky is blue, doubt-free, erroneous. I am the body, doubt-free, erroneous. Listen carefully. My mind is throwing, okay, give an example of error-free but doubtful. Think. A person who listens to this type of informations, teaching, and concludes, true, I am not these things. So he has one stuck with that idea, Aham Brahmasmi. Error-free but doubtful because he doesn't know how to leave it. Understand? Error-free it can be. Mark in philosophy class, but you have a doubt. That is true. The classroom is different. Scripture is different, but see, life is different, you see. But don't give me a philosophy. Who speaks, you know? Error-free. Answer. In class examination 100, life's examination 0. Which examination you want to pass? Class examination or life's examination? You are somebody, nobody can taste you. You are beyond being tested out. Nothing touches. See that for yourself, who you are. Sarvatra nirasa. Why? Because Shuddha Bodha. Doubt-free, error-free. Who I am. There is no doubt in that. Consciousness all-pervasive. And it's not subject to, it's not erroneous because it's not subject to correction and verification. It's not subject to correction and verification. Or, even if you challenge it, it can take all the challenges. Understand? But not a fanatic. A fanatic can take all the challenges by killing others. Or by killing himself. Here, you don't have to take all the challenges and therefore destroy one who is challenging you. No. Nor you sacrifice yourself. Not necessary because I am there. Oh, so subtle, subtle, subtle. Shuddha Bodha. No doubt, no error. For such a person, Mahadadi, Mahat, Mahat Tattva means like gross world, Virat, in Sanskrit, Virat, the macrocosmic gross universe, in Sanskrit what is Virat? The macrocosmic subtle universe, Mahat Tattva, the total mind, the total creation, the total existence, body and mind, totality. Nama matram vijrumbitam, only names and forms. Because in Shuddha Bodha, in pure consciousness, there is no name, no form. The whole ocean is nothing but a name for the nameless water. Nameless water, water is a name or not? Understand. When you say nameless water, means the water, the word water, the name water stands for, in that there is no ocean, no wave, nothing. Understand? so beautiful. It's so sweet. I don't know. You better take it, what it. So having Vihaya, Namamatra Vijrumbita Vihaya, when he has everything in names, and he being who he is, what is there to Kimatra Avasishyate? What is there is now still left over to know, to understand, to achieve, to gain, to renounce, to indulge, to sacrifice, or to aggrandize, to live little longer, live little, lesser. When you are timeless, immortal, little longer, craving for little longer life? Or shall I cut it short? Why shall I cut it short? Why shall I get it longer? The story comes very beautifully. Rishikesh, in traditional sadhus, you listen to these stories. Now we are all into technical, digital age, so those type of stories all look like some mysterious mythological. But I always feel that we should never lose touch with those type of myths and mythologies, even if we are the most advanced of the technologies. It's amazing. You understand the beauty of it. Children don't understand these things anymore, because there is no more, anyway, no more listening to Ramayana, Mahabharata stories or any of these things. Now it's all Batman, Fat Man, all that type of nonsense. Anyway, all right. So the story is, there was a person who was a wise man and he was supposed to be doing some penance. Penance, he had chosen to live in a smashana, cremation ground. Then one night it so happened, the presiding deity of the smashana, the deity comes there for a dance. But they have their own celebrations, rituals, they are coming, whatever, they are dancing. And this man is sitting there. And this man saw them, because he is a wise person, Yes, he saw. And this Devi also, the deity also saw. The story is that when a god, when a deity sees somebody and is seen by somebody, not that he sees, if seen by somebody, he must give a gift. It's like when you come to king's court, something is always given. Whether you bring for you have to bring for the king, but if you don't bring also, something is given, because it's nice, it's always nice. So he is the deity, so he must give it. So he asked, he sent one of his assistants, go and find out that from that person, if anything he wants. So they sent him there. He said, do you want something? He says, no, I don't want anything. He said, no, but he has to give you something, because he is a deity, he has to give you something. He said, look, I don't want anything. He is a guy like this, Bhoga Moksha Nirakangshi. No desire either for indulgence or for sacrifice. Everything is fine. He said, no, I don't want anything, but thank you for offering, I don't want anything. So he goes back and says, he doesn't want anything. He said, no, we have to give him something. So he goes back and says, no, we have to give you something, tell what you want. He said, all right, find out from your deity when this body is going to fall. When the body is going to fall? November 20th. All right. Ask him to make it November 21st. So he goes back and he says he wants to die on November 20th. So when is he supposed to die? November 20th. No, that cannot be done. He didn't tell you, he can't give me anything. No, sir, you have, all right, make it, if you can't extend it, let him make it short. November 20th they are supposed to die, let me die November 19th. He said, that also he cannot do. He said, did I not tell you? You can't do anything. So what is the question? I am not interested. This is the type of mind. Extension doesn't mean anything, cutting short also doesn't mean anything. Somebody denies you something, so what? Somebody gives you something, so what? A sense of overwhelming satisfaction, contentment, absolutely restful with himself. Krutyam kim avasishyate. What is that to be done? By doing which he shall be happy, or by not doing which he shall be happy. There is no such thing. Be somebody like that and know what it is. Otherwise people will always asking that question. I can understand that somebody is not happy because he is poverty. I mean, he is living. How can you say somebody is happy by living? How can you say he is happy to die? Come for Tattva Bodha. What to do? Come for beginners classes. You will understand what it is. Both are fine. Okay? I can understand somebody is respected, but somebody disrespected also. Who is there to be respected and disrespected? And again, as I told you, very clearly understand your definition of yourself. Do you define yourself through your body, through your physical attributes, through your achievement, through other people's commentary, through the identities given to you by a secular or religious study, or you are who you are? How do you define yourself? If you define yourself through the things that you have, you will be miserable. Who you are is a self-definition independent of any estimation of anything or anyone. That should be. Okay? All these things, whatever you see about yourself, kinchit nasti brahmabhutam. Brahmabhutam, kinchit nasti. Anything that you are seeing is because of the flaw in perception, in your ignorance. It is like you see the waves but don't recognize the water. Therefore, the waves are breaking, you are crying. But in reality, the water is not breaking. Other day, one children's joke, very sweet one joke. One grandfather, grandmother, they have taken the baby. The grandfather had taken the baby, 4-year-old, to the beach. It's a children's joke, so sweet, to the beach. And then the child goes there, to a swimming pool, and he goes there. It's a more like a Western story, American story. So he has taken, it's a true life story. He has taken the child there. And when the children 3 or 4-year-old, there they leave them naked also, doesn't matter, you go for a bath and other things. So this boy comes back home and the grandmother asks, baby, so who all had come? Oh, so many of them came, boys or girls? He said, I don't know. The 4-year-old says, I don't know. How come? Everybody was naked. Because the boy knows boys dress, girls dress. The boy doesn't know the girl or boy. 3-year-old, okay? Understand? So true. He can recognize through dress, but cannot recognize through the body. He doesn't know the reality. Same thing in ignorance. All of us are used to recognize through dress. Undressed, everybody is a stranger. That you have no roles. Who are you? You have to give a visiting card. Rich man, poor man, managing director, this, that. You have not seen yourself as you are. Always looking through the dress, through the covering, through the clothes. This is the Brahmamatra. When you see yourself as you are, neither a Purusha nor a Stri, neither a man nor a woman, nor young nor old, like in Dasasloki it comes. Neither a man nor a woman, neither a king nor a poor, no, nothing, because everything is a dress, is a robe. If you are looking at yourself through the dress, you cannot escape looking at others also through their dress. Why is it in the assembly of the rich, the poor is not accepted? In the clubs, in the Western dresses, Indian dress is not allowed. If you are the Indian dress, Western dress is not allowed. Have you not seen that? Everywhere. This dress apartheid, whatever you call it, same thing happens in the roles apartheid. In the assembly of the engineers, others, unless you are invited, you are not allowed. In youth club, too young or too old is not allowed. In the senior citizens club, young fellow not allowed. Think. Millionaires club, ordinary person is not allowed. You are creating segregation. In the club of wisdom, everybody is free membership. In the club of wisdom, everybody is absolute. In the timeless club, okay? In the club of the timeless, everybody is allowed. Which person? Anybody. Young or old? Anybody. Rich or poor? Anybody. Black and white, green, yellow? Anybody. Ugly and handsome and beautiful? Anybody. Achievers and non-achievers? Anybody. That is in creation. Imagine if the whole creation is a huge clubhouse, who is thrown out of this? In God's, call it God's creations, macrocosmic existence, nobody is thrown out. Person who is physically challenged, mentally differently challenged, differently abled, or mentally disabled, good, bad, ugly, everybody has a place in this universe. Only human beings select. They should not be there, that should not be there, this tree should be cut, that tree should be cut. We are destroying it. Same thing also. The moment you say, that should not be there, inside you also the same type of thing. You become the victim of your own emotions. If you resist poverty there, you shall hate to be poor. You understand that point? How it affects you. If you resist poverty, you shall hate to be poor. What a I don't want that you, what a bummer it is. It hits you. Persecutes you. That is your self-persecuting people. If you don't like failure, failure will haunt you. If you don't like an old person, old age will haunt you. If you like only for a youthful condition, again you shall be disappointed, you are not young. You understand? No limits. Kim Krutyamavasi, what is there to be done? Anyway, Brahmabhutam idam sarvam. Everything that you see, kinchit nastit, in reality, all the roles, all the names, all the forms are fragile. They don't exist. What is existing is the truth that you are. Alakshya spurana suddha. Alakshya spurana. For this person, alakshya spurana. Lakshya means that which can be aimed at. That which cannot be aimed at. Consciousness. Really? Listen carefully. Oh, it's such a joke it is. Such a joke it is. Please see. Suppose I say, listen carefully. Suppose I say, take your bow and arrow. You take your bow and arrow. Take your pistol, your gun, anything, okay? So, I just take this. I ask you, please pick up your gun. Or pick up your bow and arrow. Yes. Now, what shall I do? Hit the target. Then you shall ask, where is the target? Where is the target? Hit the target. But where is the target? Space. You can't visualize. What type of target is space? Space is not a target. Brahman, truth, is not a target. Alakshya. A form is a target. Formless is not a target. A name is a target. Name is not a target. So, if you are not taking yourself to be a particular name, particular form, or you are not taking yourself to be in a particular position, I am a holy man, I am a rich man, if you are not holding on to a position, who can target you? A role of yours can be targeted. So, if you are feeling targeted, what does it mean? You have made yourself available with a form. Who doesn't feel targeted? I am not there. What target? Mother, you understand? You see, the Yamaraj, that big boy, the death boy, oh, they describe him very nicely. All that nice thing, and the buffalo, and all that stuff. And Anyway, so one boy was dying, young fellow, he's a painter, he's a sculptor. He was going to die. He knew that he was going to die, but he was too smart. He does exquisite sculpting. So what he did, he knew that after 1 year he is going to die. So what he did, 12 postures, 12 statues he made, exactly like him. 12, 15, he is going to die. So he had already put those 12 things and he sat down among them also. So now in the office, in Yamas, in the Lord Death's office, tick mark is given. This boy must have brought it back. So they have sent him there. The assistants have come. They come. They said 12 fellows, 13 fellows are there now. Which one is the fellow? They can't take a wrong fellow. They don't know what to do. They are not intelligent enough to find out who is right, who is wrong, or who is right. Everybody looks same. So they go back. Tell Yamaraj, so this fellow is there. We don't know who is there. So naturally, head of the department has to come. So he came. Yamaraj himself comes. And he looks at this, all same. How to do that now? He is the king, that for no reason he is not the king. He is king because he knows how to solve the problem. So he said, oh my God, such exquisite sculptures. No human being in this earth can ever make it. It has to be Vishwakarma, the heavenly architect. Because unless such a divine architect is there, no human being can do it. This fellow says, I have done it. Boom. He threw the news around. The moment he said, I did it. The moment you bring your individuality and identify with your role, you shall be targeted. Do you feel targeted? Yes. That means what? You are fully identifying with one or the other. When you don't feel it. You don't feel targeted because I am not making myself available as a target. Every industrialist is stupid. If you consider yourself industrialist, you shall feel targeted. Every professor is a fool. If you consider yourself a professor, you will feel targeted. Every man is a rascal. If you consider yourself a man, you shall feel affected. Every woman is a bad boy, bad girl or whatever, bad girl. So you feel bad if every woman, if you consider as a woman. Every so-called holy man is a fraud. If you consider yourself a holy man, you will feel as a fraud. Every government servant is corrupt. You can't take it because you feel yourself a government servant. Every politician is a rascal. Like that. You feel targeted because you identify the role. Let them say everybody is a rascal. Yes. Everybody is wonderful. Yes. What is both are yes. What else can I do? Are you here? Yes. But you are not supposed to be here. I am not. You are the body. Yes. But you are not the body. Yes, I am not the body. Yes, ma'am. You understand? See the beauty. See the beauty. So now don't blame others, they are targeting you. You stop making yourself an available target. Are you getting that point, please? Understand that point? You shall not feel being dead if you are not the physical body. Let the time snatch. Why the time brought it? Time snatches it. Why do I worry? Mine targeted. Me targeted. I am the managing director, targeted. Position was there, I was not there. Position will continue, I am not there. Let them target. I am not targeted. Fine. The terrorist will target you. How? They target your car. Now suppose your car they target, you are not in the car. What happens? Escape, right? Position the target. You are not in the position. Escape. Your identifying with somebody makes you a target with whatever you identify with. With whatever you identify with, that can be targeted. But you as such cannot be targeted. Alakshya spuranam, inner language. Alakshya, that which cannot be targeted. That is why people wait. Hit. Hit the target. But where is the target in space? Yes, space is not a target. Consciousness is not a target. That spuranam, for whom that is real, spurati, clear. Is no more unknown, is aware. Yes. Alakshya spuranam yata, alakshya shuddha svabhaveneva samyati. Svabhaveneva samyati. Naturally, effortlessly at rest. Doesn't target anybody, neither feels targeted. Doesn't hurt anybody, doesn't feel hurt. Doesn't make anybody unhappy, neither he is unhappy. He has got only one target. What is that? Himself, happiness, everybody should be happy. Other things I don't have to contribute to their life. The people are already unhappy. To an ignorant man, shall you make more unhappy? What is this more unhappy? Ignorance is unhappiness enough. Understand? It's not a statement, not a joke. Ignorance is unhappiness enough. Anger, hatred, jealousy is complication enough. What more complications shall I add to his life? By punishing him? Wasting my time. It's like killing somebody. He is already killed. Why should I waste my time? Just allow him to live, he will die. Should we waste our time killing somebody? For what? Time will take care. Why punishing somebody who is already punished by ignorance? Rather, if you punish somebody, you give them a relief. Because the fellow feels punished. I did this, now I am punished. So there is a payment I have made. If you don't punish, if you really want to punish somebody, don't punish. I don't know whether you understand it or not. Somebody has harmed you. You know. But you don't feel. Why? Because how can somebody harm you? You just don't even register it. But the other person feels that he has done the harm. Good enough. No, he doesn't feel. How does it matter to you? Am I to live other people's lives or my life? You do not waste your time trying to punish somebody who is already punished. If you want to take away their punishment, help them in any possible way, so that the person forgets his punishment for some time. And if you do that, that also is a punishment. Why? Because you will remember that good moment, which he cannot make it by himself. In your presence he was having a good time. Now, you give that good time to the person and come away. Since he cannot give that good time to himself, he will feel punished more and more. Because before he had not tasted happiness. Now he has tasted it. Now when you get a withdraw, the fellow feels more punished. Give people happiness. If at all. And the real happiness is themselves. Knowledge. It's amazing dimensions. So alakshya spuranam shuddha svabhaveneva samyati. Swabhaveneva, naturally, effortlessly, everything is resolved. You are with yourself. Okay? We shall see. Then those things are 70. So it's over. Nice. With this verse we shall finish it. We shall see next class. When you get your letter, we shall come. Because for next 2 weeks there may not be classes here. When we come back, okay? Have a nice time. And please see these spirits, enjoy living. Every moment be yourself. Close your eyes. Thank you very much.